been really, really hard to pivot and change. And I think that, we as editors, we have to engage with our team members remotely. And that's really tough because we're all working from home. That's been a real process for us. And I've been doing it for like nearly 4 months to work from home with my entire team. So we don't actually see each other. I miss feeling paper, I miss like having a paper, having a magazine in my hand, like that, like flipping a paper, it's so tough because it's a medium that I've worked with for so many years of my life, and not having that ability to touch paper, to see the print, that's really tough. But what we've done a lot more of is we've done a lot more digital content, like so much more digital content, a lot of social media content as well. And that's been great. It's made my team change the way we work. We work a lot faster to push out a lot of digital content. We do really fun projects to engage the community. We've done great video projects called Stay Home with Bazaar, where influencers, models, craftsmen, craftswomen, different people like do different activities at home. And it's a wonderful video series that we've done. So we put out that content to inspire people to do different things. I do IG Live with you. I do IG Live with, different personalities globally. I think IG Live has been a great platform to reach out to a wider community. I've done with a lot of Asian personalities. Yusai was one of them. And, I've spoken to, like Chriselle in LA dealing with the lockdown. And I even had Na, who was seen as the first victim from the fashion shows who got COVID-19. She was talked about as being the very first victim in fashion to get COVID-19. Vietnamese girl that's based in London. So lots of different people that I've spoken to and how they are coping with COVID. And that's been a great process to talk and bring all these people together on the Bazaar, in my social platforms.
One of it, I actually did a few virtual photo shoots last week for a friend of mine, and it was for our new campaign for Supermodels Project, because I actually opened up my own like a character building school with another 3 of my model friends, and so we have a campaign and our graduation ceremony, which it couldn't happen. And so what we did was that we did a virtual shoot with a friend of mine. He's also an actor back in Indonesia, so that was something new I've never done before. And it was like, how do you angle this thing? And I'm like, oh my god, I can't travel anywhere else. All my jobs are all postponed. You know what? This year I've opened up my own office for Cover Me Not. So I have my own brand around 3 years ago. And it's only this year that I opened up office. It's such a wrong time. And I'm like, I was so stressed out. I hired a team in February. And then when everything hit was in March. So I was so stressed out. Like, how do I sell things with everything closed? And, thankfully there was an e-commerce platform, which I could also sell. So at least I can still cover my my staff salaries and stuff, So, there's a lot of things that I was learning, and I took an online class, like a startup thing, and like learning Mandarin again. I don't know. I just, I'm trying to get as productive as possible. One of it is for sure to meet all the judges, Cindy, you, I, and everybody. I've actually got to learn a lot of things from you. It was my very first TV show at that time. I was a bit scared. Like, oh my god. So I got to learn a little bit about hosting and everything. But it was such a great experience for me, though. For me to be able to represent Indonesia and as one of the model mentor in Asia's Next Top Model, and then get to meet everybody as well. It was really fun. And one part which I love is that stepping stone, which actually gives the girls the chance to have their own dreams, to be where they want and everything. That was a great memory.
The great thing about working on Top Model is the engagement with a lot of the young girls, meeting them from all different walks of life, meeting them from all the different countries, hearing their stories. It was really quite inspiring to hear their stories. They come from such different economic backgrounds. You know, you expect a model to have beautiful nails and her hair is glossy and gorgeous and she's like perfectly toned, and not every girl is the same. One of the challenges that we had was a swimwear challenge. And we expect, as stylists, we expect models to always be like, every part of their body is waxed and shaved and, you know, they're like perfect body. And there were girls who were like, oh my gosh, I don't even know about waxing. I don't know about shaving. And we had to take them through that process. And that's when I realized that these girls, they come from very, very different cultures. You know, maybe waxing or shaving is not part of their culture. Maybe it's not part of their expectation. That was something I think that was one of the lessons I learned. Another lesson I learned, I think, was how models can sort of do sexy poses. You know, when we want a model to look sexy, but maybe she's 17 years old and she doesn't understand the concept of sexy. And, you know, maybe it's not cultural. And that's something that we had girls from Myanmar, and to them, you know, a sexy girl, a 17-year-old girl acting sexy is like never talked about. Like, you don't behave that way. That's not a good girl. And of course, the horrible makeover challenge where we had to cut the girl's hair. Oh my God, all the tears.
And you cut it off like short.
Yeah, I had to do that. Yeah. It really transformed.
I think for me, I mean, my favorite is Naomi, that's for sure. I mean, she's one of the most empowering women that I've ever seen, I guess. Another person would be Elle Macpherson. And not only, I mean, she's also a businesswoman. She's like a TV host, she's an actress. So I've kind of like gone into like, I want to be kind of like in her path, like being a businesswoman as well. Not model, being an actress and TV host and everything, you know.
You know, like Christy Turlington and Cindy Crawford and Naomi, and those are the most famous three. They still continue to inspire me. I love Linda Evangelista. I think she was one of the great models and a chameleon. So, you know, she was one of my favorites and still is one of my favorites out there.
Thank you so much, Kenneth.
Thank you, Kelly. That's been so fun. Thank you, Kelly. See you soon. Thanks, guys, for joining.
Bye.
Bye.